Welcome to The Experience, live with Russ and Scott. Join us every Wednesday at 7 a.m. Pacific, 10 a.m. Eastern on LinkedIn, YouTube, and Facebook. Learn more about the Experience community at our website, local.theexperience.video, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. The Experience is brought to you each week by these great sponsors. The Jalot Home Team at Keller Williams Mid-Willamette Real Estate, the #1 team in Oregon, 541-451-2211, teamjalot.com. Make 2025 your best year ever. Set and track your goals with the Independent Planner. Designed for entrepreneurs by an entrepreneur. Supplement your digital calendar. Independent-planner.com. The Jim Coleman Insurance Agency. 541-753-2500. Auto, home, condo, renters, business, life, health, and even pet insurance. JimColeman.com. And now let's get on with the show.
Good morning, everybody. Hey, welcome to The Experience live with Russ and Scott here on Wednesday. I almost said local, Scott. So anyway, get the right show here. We are so blessed and to have an amazing guest today, Dr. Carina Torralba. I don't say that very well, but I tried, Carina. I'm trying. She is in the green room waiting. We've had some technical difficulties, and we're really hoping that as we get rolling, it all works this morning. So bear with us. You know, it just goes to show that life goes on even through challenges. And, you know, Scott, we all experience those, right? We all have challenges in life and things going on. But you know what? When you keep putting one foot in front of the other, you keep a good perspective, and you know that you've made it through 100% of your worst days. No matter what's going on in your life, you know things are going to get better, right?
You know, as they say, it's not about how many times you get knocked down, but really about getting up. And I'll say it's not just getting up. It's knowing that you have friends that are going to help you up, and
oh my gosh,
being a good friend and letting them help you up.
Well, so there you go. You know, let me just chime on to that, Scott, and say, don't block or stop people from blessing you. It's hard. It's hard. Trust me. I know. I've had to learn it the hard way.
But you have a great example of this coming up on Friday.
Yeah. I mean, you think you're being nice, telling people, oh, no, I'm okay. You don't really need to do anything when you're not okay, and you can't do everything or anything sometimes. Over the last few weeks, there's been days, many days, I haven't been able to do anything but rest, anything but go to the doctor. And so let me just tell you that this Friday, Kicking Cancer, that's an amazing organization here based out of Oregon that's expanding. I know they're in Washington, Southwest Washington now, and they're going to expand to other areas. They're a 401(c) group that helps and sponsors people going through cancer and helps their families and them through challenging times, all with education, with information, and also support. And this Friday, they're actually doing, this is the first of two. The founder, Baron Robinson, always calls me #Russ Rocks. And so they're doing Russ Rocks rock concerts. The tickets for this concert are a Russ Rock. So there you go. Those are the tickets. Whoa, there we go. Those are the tickets. And
people have been busy.
A good friend of mine, Craig McPherson, made these. These are things people are wearing, their name badges. You can see on the back, it's got a little magnet. So on there is the QR code where people can go and support me and my family. And so it's been a blessing because you know what? I've had to learn the hard way, Scott. You have to let God do his work and let
Mhm.
others bless you when you cannot do it yourself. And I've been in
Yeah.
that spot. So,
And that's what I say. That's being a good friend is letting people do this for you. They want to do it, and you're being a good friend and letting them do that. So
well, it
that's going to
makes
be
me
a
think.
that's going to be a good event. Hopefully, for those of us that are not in the area, they'll be streaming that out or something so we can, or at least recording it. And I know this is at the rack, right?
It's at the rec. Yeah.
Rec.
And, it's interesting you brought that up because I'll talk to Baron about that. I'm not sure if they are, but that's a great idea.
Yeah.
A really good idea. So I will do that because the band that's playing, everybody, Infamous Soul, they are, so the leader of the band, Mr. Corey Nolan, and his wife, Kathy, they are, this is kind of a sideline, everybody. We're going to get Carina in, really. I tell you, I
Yeah.
promise. They are amazing friends, and he's a worship pastor. So
Mhm.
his wife, Kathy, and my wife, Leah, were in a group, a touring musical group for years together. And they went and ministered at churches. And Corey was their recording sound engineer and recorded all their CDs, put everything together. So it's been a real blessing to have them in our lives. And they're going to be doing that. A great band, lots of hits from the 70s and 80s. So
I
if
was
you're
going to
like
say
me and you love
CDs.
that.
I remember CDs.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Back in the CD days. Yeah. So they'll be great. So if you're in the area, come on by the Rec in Kaiser, Oregon. But if you're not, oh, and by the way, this event is free. They're just trying to gain support. People can give and buy
Mhm.
t-shirts. They have Russ Rocks t-shirts and things, but the event is free. There'll be another event in Corvallis, Oregon on February 15th. That one is ticketed with food and all kinds of big things and another band, another Russ Rocks concert. So anyway, I just want to tell you, I am completely humbled and thankful. But it's such a joy to me to know that you have friends, like you said, that are willing to do things.
Mhm.
Makes me want to do more for all of you out there. And I'm always here to pray for you, always here to help you. But today we're just going to skip to the fact that the Experience Live with Russ and Scott is here every Wednesday, 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time for your viewing and listening pleasure. We sit on LinkedIn, YouTube, and Facebook after we go live, and it also becomes an audio podcast on iTunes, Spotify, Amazon, whatever you like. And we also have amazing guests like Carina this morning, who we're going to get in
Mhm.
the room and start talking to because it really adds value to you about your experience of life. And so, why don't we do that, Scott? Why don't we
Yeah.
get?
Let's
I'm
jump right
excited.
into the good part of the show.
Let's do that. And the first thing we're going to do is make everybody smile before we
There
because
we go.
like there you go. Hey, Karina.
Hi. Hi, Scott. Hi, Russ. How are you?
Oh,
It's good to see you, and it's good to hear you. I know that this has been a day of technical issues, as Russ said,
No.
but you're here. We hear you. We see you. You hear us. Life is good.
It was
yeah.
it was funny because I was ready. Always ready. 10 minutes before everything was working, and all of a sudden, okay, technological issues, and I say, what can I do? What can I do? Okay, Karina. First of all, relax. I always do that. I breathe like when I meditate. I relax, and since I am calm, I can do things better. And I said,
Mhm.
Yeah.
Karina, just restart the computer. Everything is going to work. And it worked.
There you go. Well, first off, I want to tell everybody I love your accent. That you have like the most amazing accent. Second of all, um, I just want to tell people that Scott and I got a little work on breathing and relaxing because our show before that, the Experience Backstage, which is on Instagram every Wednesday at 6:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, would not bring Scott in, would not let people comment. We were having all kinds of issues. And so we got to do that first. And then we got to jump over to this one and have more. So, but you know what? It just goes to show us that if you hang in long enough, things will get better. And you were here, Carina, and I'm so happy. So tell everybody a little bit about who is Carina Torralba and what are you up to?
Okay. Well, Karina is just a woman that, well, it's difficult to talk about myself. I always say, okay, I can do this, I can do this. But when I say, okay, who is Carina? Okay, I will try. I will try. I think I changed a lot. Before, Carina was more um, she was working all the time. Yeah, yes. But now with this transformation, thanks to cancer, I became another person, um, a humble one, a person who cares about people. I learned how to pay attention to my connection with myself and to others. So I'm really a happy person. Just to say with simple words, a happy person here, just to share my experience, and if I can inspire people, or if I can transmit my message and help in a way to people who are with cancer, or passed this or went through this experience. Well, here I am, just simple words.
And I'll challenge that you're a different person. Maybe you're just exhibiting different, because when we go through challenges, whether it's a health challenge or like the folks in California that are going through the fires, when we have adversity in our life, it helps us to evaluate and to strip off those things that are weighing us down and diverting our attention. So follow that up a little bit. Tell us about what you see is different.
What it sees is different now, according to
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
totally different. My life changed completely, and I'm blessed just to have that information, because when I'm talking about cancer, especially cancer cells, I'm talking about informative cells, because for me, cancer was information that came to my body to tell me, Carina, you have to change this. You are disconnected. Uh, Karina, what happens in your life? You are too stressed. You are not enjoying life. You have to change things. And that's what happened. So well, there were a lot of changes in my life. And one of those changes was that 6 months, and this is very curious, because 6 months before I knew about cancer, I decided to quit my job, like that, because I didn't know I had cancer, but those cells were in my body already.
Mhm.
But I felt that I was too stressed. And I was a teacher at school. And I was working in, private school, public schools. At that moment, I was in a public middle school. And I said, okay, I have to change. I cannot go on with this. So I quit the system, and I have been working with my own company. And then after 6 months, they told me, okay, Karina, you had cancer. But there's another curious things that happened to me 5 days before they told me that. I went to the beach, and I was meditating, breathing, trying to keep calm. And something happened to me, and it was beautiful, because it is related to, we can say, God. I felt something on my wrist here. For me, it was like spiritual connection, something like if they were touching me, this part of my body, like full of energy. And I said to myself, what's going on? Well, 5 days later, they told me, Karina, you had cancer. It was like if they told me that before, just to be ready. And then, well, different things happen. That's why I believed in spirituality and that connection, that divinity, that some people believe in God, some people believe on other things, but I do believe in God. And that energy came to my life, and I am like that all the time. Although I have to encounter issues, although I have to face obstacles in my life, I don't know, I'm always happy, and I know that there's always a solution. Well, this is just a part of what happened to me during all this time.
Right. And I want to chime onto that because people don't sometimes believe it when I say it, but it's so true. If I could go back in time, I would not change everything that's happened because I believe God has purpose for everything that happens in our lives, and he works all things for the good. And I believe that there's so much good things happening, education, like you said, being able to reach people that I could have never reached before, expanding my community with amazing people like Dr. Carina Torralba, who is an amazing person. There's days, let's face it, and Carina, this. There's days that I've been through a few lately when I don't want to be going through what I'm going through. I'll admit that, right? I don't want to be suffering. I had to go through some pain and suffering over the last few weeks. Don't want to do that. But I know that, like I said at the beginning, I love the quote. I've made it through 100% of my worst days. I know I'm going to make it through. I know that there's sun and light on the other side. God's got better days ahead for me. I always tell people God's not done with me yet because I know there's so much to do. I think with that perspective, it moves you forward to be able to touch and reach out to people like you have, Carina.
Yeah, yes. And there's always how can we say this? My Spanish comes to my mind. Let me help it a little bit. Just make a question to me, just so I can share my experience with you.
So I'd
Go ahead.
say, tell us. So you had this experience.
Yes.
Then, well, first of all, you felt compelled to leave your job because of stress. Then you had this experience there on the beach where you were touched. Then you had this diagnosis, and you went through a transformation. What are you doing with people now? Because tell us about this business that you have and how you're connecting with people and helping them on this same journey, perhaps without the trauma.
Yes, of course, of course. From lab, I always there's no drama, because it is a challenging moment in our lives when we learn, when we know that we have cancer. But how can we understand life? There's always a lesson on the experiences we go through, right? So what I can do, okay, I remember that I started to write a book. Okay, now it's on Amazon, the Spanish version. The English version is ready. The only thing is that I didn't upload it yet, but it will be there soon, 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 soon. And this is just the way I can reach people. Okay, I say, okay, I'm going to write a book. Now I'm working on a digital product just to offer, okay, the student, I say because I'm always a teacher, the people, okay, just to have not just in videos, okay, in videos, and we are going to have sessions together. Then I have just a group in WhatsApp that it's my community. It's in Spanish. There are some people that they speak in English, and I call this group Encuentros de Bienestar, that we can translate that as well-being encounters, well-being gatherings. Okay, so I live in Miami. So sometimes when we can meet, because there are people from all over the world, it's a small group, it's not so big, but the people who are here around Miami, sometimes we go to the beach together and we meditate and we breathe that air and I talk, and sometimes we are in silence, just feeling that water, that ocean, and the sky and the birds. It's just a beautiful moment to share with people, not only individually. And other times I do it in Zoom. Okay, and so I can reach people from different countries. Or sometimes people, they see me just I don't know, just one reel on Instagram, and they call me and they say, Carina, help me, just what did you do? Because really, I had one chemotherapy session, and the drugs were so strong to me. Everything is different. Our bodies are different and our reaction, right? But I felt at that moment that the chemotherapy was not for me. And I quit everything, and I respect and I help people who are with the conventional medicine because it works for them, but it didn't work for me. So that's why I took the decision just to go to the holistic way. And that's why it's very important just to support and respect, because we are helping each other. It doesn't
Right.
matter which treatment you are taking at that moment, right?
So I love that. I love that, Karina, because everything is not for everybody. Everybody's body acts differently. And I've seen this firsthand. Drugs that work really good on people and immunotherapy have blown up in my body and not done well. Other things that haven't worked good for other people have worked good for me and actually done really well. So you never know what works best for people. Some people have the drug or the holistic natural way that works for everybody, they say, and that's never true because we're all different. Everything works differently, and a lot of those things are really good. I am good with all of that. I think that everybody should do what works for them. I am all about holistic medicine. I think that's an amazing way to go. I always bring that into my doctors and talk to them about what's going on with me and what I would like to do on top of the treatment. And so I think it's important to find what really works for you. But I want to expand on this within our last few moments here, and that is you were a changed person. And through this, it made you better and made you want to reach out to others. So give everybody some practical information. How can they get in touch with you? What can you do for them? Why should they reach out? Because I think everybody should be reaching out to you.
Okay, so I try to put, to upload my reels with different information. I go with the flow. As a teacher, I plan everything. But with this, at first I feel, and then I go with the flow. So for example, on these encounters that we have, I can make some plan just to talk about a specific topic, but then when I am with people, I feel the energy of the group, and I say, oh no, this person needs more help. So that's why we try to help. It doesn't matter the topic. It's just the energy. Sometimes it's difficult to put this into words because you feel it. It's just a question of feeling. So it's just I have just to join our group. I have to think now how I can deal with those both languages. Okay, just to invite people, because when I have people that speak only English, I try to speak individually, right? But if you can join Encuentros de Bienestar, it's on my bio, okay? But they are in my profile on Instagram, and then I am working on different projects just to get connected, or to get more audience, more people, because I think it's not that I am important, but I have information to transmit because I know a lot of things that if I keep them for myself, it's not worth. I mean, it's not worthy. I have to communicate that.
Yeah. Well, I love what you're all about. I love your big smile, and I'm so thankful that we were able to have you on the show today because you are just a blessing. And I encourage everybody to reach out to you. Tell everybody just what you'd like them to remember, your gold nugget from today's show. What it's a real point that you want them to remember from today, and remind them how they can get in touch with you.
Okay, so I would like to tell people that we can heal ourselves. We can pay attention to what we eat, how we take care of our bodies, how we can manage our emotions, and and work on that spiritual connection. Yes, with yourself. So, as I always say, breathe life, breathe love, because from love, everything is possible. Believing in God, believing in ourselves, everything you can heal. So if you want to keep in contact with me, just follow me on Instagram, okay? And you are going to see all the things that I am doing just in my profile on LinkedIn. Yes, on Linktree, I have it.
Good. Well, you know what? We're going to get all that information up here this morning. And in fact, there we go. Got it scrolling your LinkedIn information. And the other things will be popping up here any moment in the comments. And so we're going to make sure, and that's in the show notes today, all your contact information. And I want to tell you, Scott and I highly, highly recommend people connecting with Carina and making sure there it is on the screen. Make sure that you reach out. All of it's clickable. So it's easy to get in touch with her, and I just hope that you do. Also, I want to make sure that people remember that this show goes not only a video and sits on the platforms LinkedIn, YouTube, and Facebook, so you can go back and watch on replay if you missed the show today. But you can also, and please put hashtag replay, by the way, but also you can go and listen on audio podcasts on iTunes, Spotify, Amazon, whatever your favorite platform is. And we want to encourage you to do that. Also, if you go to local.theexperience.video, more information about Scott and I, about all of our shows, everything going on. So want to make sure that you do that and make sure and share that with people. And if you want to directly join our YouTube page, which we'd love for you to do, you could do it through local.theexperience.video, like I said, but you can also go straight to theexperience.video today, and that will take you to our YouTube page. So I tell you, Carina, I just appreciate you so much and all that you're about, and appreciate you for being here today. We're going to say goodbye, but hang tight because we want to chat with you in the green room in just a minute, okay?
Nice to see you, Carina.
Okay. Thank you so much to both of you.
Thank you. All right. I love you too. All right, great.
Joining a group like what she has available, and find it on Instagram. Like she said, go to Instagram, go to her link tree, and I'll tell people, don't wait until there's a major event in your life, like a diagnosis, like a broken relationship. Get involved in some sort of a mentoring group, a mastermind group, that will help you be better today. So that's a big push that I recommend for everybody, and I do that myself. So I'm not just saying it.
Hey, you and I both, and I'm just so thankful for you, Scott, and all of your guiding and direction and friendship in my life. And so you're like a brother to me, and I appreciate that. I appreciate all that you do. So thank you. So, all right, everybody, we're going to wrap up the show for today. And if I've seemed a little slow and everything today, it's because I'm getting back in the groove. So, so anyway, I just appreciate everybody being here today. We want to do a final shout out and thank you to our sponsors. And if I can get the banner out of the way of the sponsors, or the comment out of the way of the sponsors, there we go. The Gillette Home Team, the Independent Planner, and State Farm, all the information is right there to get in touch with them, and it will be it's in the comments and the show notes as well. Also want to make sure that you know that we're also listener supported. So you can go directly to the link provided in the comments or the show notes, but also you can scan this QR code and it takes you right to our link. If you want to support what we do, the positive message, the amazing guests that we have, and what we really look at like a ministry to be able to reach out to people in a positive way with so much value, please join us today and support the Experience Live with Russ and Scott. We'd appreciate that. So with that, Scott, I think it's time to wrap it up. What do you think?
Well, my friend, it's always great to hang out with you and spend time. I'm glad we get to do this twice a week on Mondays with the Experience Local, and here on the Experience, and I guess 3 times because we do backstage with Shree on Instagram when Instagram cooperates with us. But I get to hang out
when
with
it
you.
does.
And continuing to pray for you and Leah and your children as you continue to move forward. And I look forward to hearing about this great event on Friday. Everyone support Russ.
Thanks for the idea too. I will definitely pass that along. And if anybody wants more information on that or how to give or those kind of things, please just check out my website or reach out to me. And I appreciate everybody doing that. And I am so happy to be with Kermie too. So have an amazing week, everybody, and enjoy
the Experience.
Woohoo!
Thanks for tuning in to The Experience Live with Russ and Scott. If you enjoyed today's show, please share it with others, post about it on social media, or subscribe on YouTube. See you next time.